Those born without natural talent have two roads presented before them. Accept a life of mediocrity and succumb to the system, or make the most of what you have and seize every opportunity given. In a world where curse techniques that can control space and time at an atomic level exist, Grade 1 Sorcerer Mei Mei has made a name for herself in Jujutsu society with nothing but pure merit and tenacity. Cursed with a technique to control and share vision with crows, born with an insatiable greed that bore a hole in one's heart, the woman was incapable of submitting to the will of the universe. Through the beatdown of this bottom-feeding curse user, we're able to peek into Mei Mei's past just enough to see even she herself rejected the utility of her curse technique. Instead, choosing to focus on maximizing her cursed energy control and improving her physical capabilities past their normal limits, allowing her to dominate those that challenge her without a need for any fancy curse technique. To the point, even a once cocky criminal sorcerer is forced to beg for his life in the presence of the malicious Grade 1 Sorcerer Mei Mei as she wields her battle axe with grace. But even once she surpassed her limits, that just wasn't enough. The thought of reaching a roadblock made Mei Mei upset, and she instead swallowed her pride and returned to her once looked down upon curse technique and decided to go back and master that as well, welding the technique into a prime surveillance opportunity, able to share eyesight with multiple crows at once, and even project this vision to others with compatible technology. Mei Mei is also able to control these birds' movement while maintaining mundane things such as conversation. Feats worthy of such applause, even her enemies are unable to deny her such an ovation. Mei Mei, due to knowing her overall worth and having such an undying desire for wealth, is unable to view even human life in any other matter than profit and service value. It is because of this, no matter how much he begs, the mere cursed user had no hope of escaping this encounter with his life. As Mei Mei puts it, even as a murderer, one who felt he had the right to take lives from others when placed on a pedestal could not find a single thing of value within himself to offer up to Mei Mei. For there are much bigger spoils that lay in wait. Just the thought of how much unsealing Satoru Gojo could cost makes Mei Mei tremble with excitement. With the entrance of Kenjaku, Suguru Geto, the mastermind behind the Shibuya incident, politely addresses how long it's been since he's seen his senpai. Despite constantly being seen as having only one thing on her mind, in just one moment, Mei Mei is immediately able to deduce this Suguru Geto can't be real. Able to see clearly through any deception that Gojo had betrayed Jujutsu High, Mei Mei, someone who likes to keep any and all options open, is more than happy to play along with this jest though. Summoning a special grade curse spirit right from the start, a true acknowledgement of Mei Mei's power. As the imposter makes his exit, the curse wastes no time and pulls Mei Mei, Ui, and one single crow into its domain expansion. Upon the barrier's creation, Mei Mei is the first initial target of the technique. Before her thought can even finish, she is trapped inside of a box-shaped coffin. Down comes the curse spirit's fist, and simultaneously, so comes a boulder crashing down on top of the coffin that overtook Mei Mei. A 3-second countdown begins, but before it finishes, the boulder is immediately shattered underneath Mei Mei's overwhelming intensity. She wonders how long it's been since she's actually been in danger. Even her own flesh and blood can't help but simp. Coffin, boulder, countdown, repeat. Every single time, Mei Mei is able to use her vastly superior strength to break out of the trap laid by the Smallpox deity's domain. However, this isn't very cost effective. Although Mei Mei will eventually overcome the curse through attrition, if Pseudo Geto is waiting outside to be her next opponent, wasting all of her energy in this fight would be detrimental. Even in such a small amount of time, Mei Mei is able to calculate exactly how the domain expansion works, understanding she'll be overtaken by the smallpox disease if the 3-second timer actually passes. Also theorizing, the innate technique most likely targets the one with the highest amount of cursed energy inside the territory. Even knowing only one hit is enough to end the victim of the ability, Mei Mei is more than willing to bet her younger brother's life on her victory. With only one single crow and a human sacrifice, Mei Mei can make her move freely and have more than enough power to take on Pseudo Geto after this wash. With honor, her brother ignites his cursed energy to heighten levels while Mei Mei herself suppresses hers. The cursed spirit responds accordingly as a coffin now entraps Ui, and this time, as the spirit's fist drops, Nothing. Because before the spirit even had time to react, its hands were sliced off at the wrist. Using a simple domain, Ui was able to counter the domain's innate technique, while Mei Mei was able to effectively disarm the spirit with her intense speed and accuracy with the blade. In an instant, the spirit regenerates, which doesn't surprise Mei Mei. This is why she had her results secured ahead of time. Blindsided at that very moment by a lone crow, the special grade bursts in an explosion of blood and is instantly exercised in a kamikaze strike that also leaves the aforementioned bird erased as well. This very technique is what would allow Mei Mei to exceed the once thought potential of her black bird manipulation. By using her dominance over crows, Mei Mei is able to force a bird to unalive itself for her cause. By trading off the crow's life in exchange for a limit break of cursed energy, the bird is able to increase its offensive capabilities tenfold. In every single instance of bird strike being used, only Satoru Gojo has survived. As the domain expansion shatters with the exorcising of the Smallpox deity, all of the crows once trapped outside are able to flood down the subway and crowd around Mei Mei. Already being shown the destructive capabilities of one bird strike, this murder of crows does not create a very light-hearted picture. Displaying a power level that even impresses Kenjaku himself, from here on out, there's nothing but a blackout. We know that Mei Mei and Ui escaped Shibuya after this encounter, and we're well aware of Japan's economic and social collapse with the arrival of the culling game. We do get mention of their whereabouts from both Kamo and Maki when discussing Ui helping Maki transport herself between colonies. Kamo mentions they wish to assist the team for risk diversification purposes, and risk diversification can otherwise be described as not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Hey, I came up with a really great idea, dude.
Yeah?
I'm gonna play both sides.
Why would you tell me that?
Should I not have?
Probably shouldn't, because if you're trying to keep a secret from me, well, now I know.
Being known as someone who doesn't care for the political state of the world, or her own country for that matter, as long as she can continue to make money as a sorcerer, it isn't a foreign concept for Mei Mei to be a neutral party in this situation. In the current status quo, she's able to enjoy a large amount of success thanks to her abilities. In the world that Kenjaku offers, one of maximized cursed energy on a widespread scale, only more opportunities to amass wealth in Mei Mei's field arise. In my opinion, it makes the most sense of someone like Mei Mei, a person with nothing to gain or even lose regardless of how the culling game plays out, for her to be the game master of the entire culling game. Kenjaku himself chose not to be the game master in order to empower the binding vows used to create the culling game. So someone who fully believes in Kenjaku's cause would be way too biased to properly manage the absolute chaos, and would go against everything Kenjaku stood for when he proclaimed his agenda during Shibuya. The perfect game master would be someone who wouldn't care if Jujutsu High attempted to interfere with the games, because they're playing by the rules essentially, and by proxy, extending the life of the game. It's really something to think about. I hope you enjoyed listening to the time that Mei Mei cured Smallpox and listening to me theorize about nonsense. Let me know what you think in the comments about Mei Mei being the game master, check out some of my other videos, and most importantly, leave a like on the video and hit the subscribe button. Only about 13% of you guys are subscribed, and that's just absolutely insane. Here's your second reminder to leave a like on the video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.